Hello and welcome to the sports update this week. Spring sports are underway here at Norwood High School, but we're going to catch up with all that next week. Because this week, we're going to recap the most successful winter sports season Norwood has ever had. There was not only great team success, but a ton of individual success throughout the whole season. Let's take a look at it all. To open the season, the boys hockey team proved it would be a force in the league by capturing the 2022 Jim Gormley Cup with wins over Plymouth North and Scituate. As December came to a close, both the boys and girls basketball and hockey teams remained undefeated. To start January, the wrestling team hosted their annual Gregory Police match versus Dedham, and it was a pure domination by the Mustangs. They came away with a 54-3 win and brought the trophy home to Norwood. In the pool, the Mustang swimmers and divers hosted Norwell for the annual Nor Cup. It was a back-and-forth meet throughout, and it came down to the very last event as David DiMattia out-touched the Norwell swimmer to secure the cup for the Stangs.
It's going to come down to the touch, I think.
And they both know where each other is, too.
David got it.
I think he got it.
Gymnastics opened their season and had some really close matchups with some of the best teams in the state. Girls hockey continued their winning ways, and none more notable than the 1-0 win in overtime versus Westwood. This propelled the girls to a 10-0 start, and it was the best in program history. To start the month of February, we had some history made on the hill. Senior Megan Obrey scored her 1,000th point in front of a packed gym against Westwood. Megan is only the 5th girl basketball player in Norwood High School history to achieve this mark. The boys basketball continued to run through competition, and as we got into February, they only had 2 losses to their name. They had some very close games highlighted by an OT win against Medfield. In this game, they were down late until Noah Bodette hit a fadeaway three-pointer to force overtime. In overtime, the Stangs dominated and secured their signature win. As the regular season came to an end, the girls basketball team found themselves in the Comcast Tournament Championship game. At the time, the girls were 19-0 and also facing an undefeated Woburn team. It was a back-and-forth game, and well, let's just take a look at how this game ended. From there, it was off to the postseason, but not before the boys and girls basketball and hockey teams would all capture the TVL League Championship. This was the first time in school history that this would happen. The winter cheer team competed in the TVL Championship and came away with a 3rd place finish. The track team had a great individual results with 4 medalists in the TVL meet and had some great showings in the D3 state meet, led by a 4th place finish by Isaiah Groupie in the 300. Gymnasts Marion Pastor and Shay Larkey were invited to compete in the Mass Gymnastics Coach Individual Meet. They both had very strong performances, and Shay cracked the top 10, finishing number 6th in the state. Wrestling had a very strong season, capped by 2 state sectional champions for the first time in years. Coleman Cady won the 138-pound class, and Nate Sue won the 145-pound class. Both of the boys competed in the All-States as well. In tournament, the girls hockey would end up as a 14 seed and take on a great Malden Catholic squad. It was a close game, but Norwood would fall short 2-1 in overtime. Boys hockey had a great showing, first defeating Westboro 4-1 and then moving on to take on Newburyport. It was an instant classic, with Kevin Broderick scoring late to send the game into overtime, and it took not 1 but 2 overtimes to get the outcome decided in this game.
A minute 24 to go. Here we're in the second overtime period.
Smart play.
Tolman over. There's the shot and it goes in. Norwood is moving on. And it's Sean Dittmeyer, number 10, who took the feed from George Tolman. And they are going nuts here at the skating club.
Then it was on to Gloucester. And at this point, everyone knows it was an unfortunate circumstance that ended the boys' season. But it was a great season nonetheless. Boys basketball came in as a number 7 seed and opened up the tournament with wins over Fitchburg and Salem. Then it was off to the Elite 8 with a matchup versus number 2 Mansfield. This game would take 2 overtimes to decide, and clutch free throws late would help Norwood move on. They then traveled to Worcester State for the Final Four matchup against Burlington. Much like the previous game, this would also take overtime to find a winner. Nord hit some huge shots late and came away with a 69-66 win to go to the state finals. In the state finals, they ran into a juggernaut of a Malden Catholic team and fell just short, but they finished the season second place in the state. Girls basketball came into the tourney as a number 1 seed in the state after an undefeated regular season. Wins over Dartmouth and Amherst Pelham would propel them to an Elite 8 matchup against North Quincy. In Nord's last winter sports home game of the season, the Lady Stangs shined. Sharp shooting across the board would help them defeat North Quincy and move on to the Final Four. In the Final Four, they took on Whitman-Hanson. After a slow start, they found themselves having to battle back, but it was a stellar defensive effort in the third quarter that would help them come away with the 51-46 win. They were off to the state championship to take on Oliver Ames. It was a back-and-forth game, but the girls would eventually fall short, losing 53-48 and finish second in the state. It was a truly unbelievable season for all the Mustang teams, filled with plenty of all-stars, and we had 3 league MVPs, Miles Kidd for hockey, Megan Olbrys for basketball, and Noah Bodette also for basketball. So congratulations to all 3 of you. It wasn't just the high school teams who had success this winter. We had some championships in the youth basketball and youth hockey levels. The junior high school team, also known as the Nord Beantown Battalion, defeated Mansfield 9-4 to win the B1 Division Championship. The Pee Wee B team defeated Hanover 4-1 in the state championship, and a number of other levels won their regular season and currently competing in the playoffs. In youth basketball, the 10-year-old boys team came away with a victory over Foxborough to win their championship. Needless to say, it was a season for the history books here in Nord. Congrats to all the teams and the players on all their success. Next week, we're going to jump right into the spring sports season and preview some upcoming games.